This year I made a lot of progress when it comes to like my trading, um, more than I even realized. I learned so much about trading psychology that I was never aware of. Um, but at the beginning of this trading journey, this prop trading journey, I dealt with so many challenges, and I can say today, a year later, I'm a better trader because of it. Having gone through all of those failures, more than 20 blown challenges, really mastering the psychology side. I never really dealt with the technical side of the trading, um, but really just dealing with a tremendous amount of greed. Really, this is my first time experiencing over trading and just mastering myself. This year, like I'm really proud at how far I came. Um, I did not meet my trading goals. I had goals of getting regular payouts of $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and I fell short of that. I never even got funded once, and this this is kind of what I want to share. That it's okay. So my question is, have you ever wanted the freedom from a 9 to 5 and to have your trading profits replace your income? Yeah, me too. In January of 2024, I started my prop firm journey, and my goal was to get funded. I can say I watched a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of new traders and experienced traders, and my whole goal was to get into a situation where I got $300,000 worth of funded capital, which was my goal, and I had a goal to make 5 to 10% on that funded capital, and to ride off in the sunset. Um, Newsflash, it did not go that way. And what I want to do is kind of peel back the layers and talk a little bit about my entire experience of the last 12 months trading prop firms, the ups and the downs, and where I'm left at today. It did not go the way I had planned for it. And part of the reason was there was a lot of challenges that I faced that I just didn't know going into it. In January, I was aware of prop firms, but never did prop firms. And starting off, I didn't even know the rules to deal with prop firms and the expectations, how to even pass an evaluation. I want to say like the first week, I probably blew through 2 different challenges in that process, just by taking large position sizes and just getting stopped out initially. When I say it was a lot to learn the ropes, it's not an exaggeration. Like, I didn't even know what happened to the account the first couple times I spent money, put the money into the evaluation, opened it up to the couple trades, and like I had an order, when you place an order, there were buttons inside the platform that there was like a default setting where you place a trade, and then it automatically had different levels where you can take profit or exit the position, and they were checked. And so the first 3 or 4 trades, I had no idea what was going on, and I probably should have used the demo feature. Trade the Pool, they give you a 14-day free trial, and they give you access to a demo account. And with that demo account, that would have been the time to really unpack the platform and using the app and getting familiar and comfortable with it all. Because when you are risking real money, whether you're trading a funded account or an evaluation, or obviously a live account as well, you need to make sure that you understand the platform before you put your time, money, and effort in harm's way. It was stressful trying to master it all, having highs and lows. It was really stressful. One day I would have great trades, take good positions, and then some days would be bad, and I would lose everything that I made. And part of that was due to me just being a little risky and not having a good plan initially when I started, because there was no plan, no trading plan, no idea what I was doing. I was just in a position where I was just taking trades that I thought were good setups, because I had a base as far as how to find winning trades, and I had a base as far as understanding a good setup. But as far as like having a risk management system in place at that time, in my trading altogether was not something that I was practicing actively, and it was stressful trying to understand exactly what I was doing within the platform, and it took me quite a lot of time to get a handle of just navigating around the app, which stocks that I was able to trade, how to lock in profits, and things like that. So throughout the 12 months, I did quite a few things to try to help me learn and become a better trader, so that I can pass the evaluations and get funded. That was my goal. All year I had a goal of $300,000 in prop firm funding, and I knew that in order to do that, the way I was trading wasn't going to get there. The mistakes that I was making repeatedly was not going to just magically go away without improving my understanding of not only the platform and things like that, but just understanding myself and my psychology. So one of the things that I did is I took a really deep dive into trading psychology, because I believe the technical side is a lot easier. I won't say it's easy, but it's a lot easier than the actual psychology part. Mark Douglas always says in some of the trainings that it's anybody can find themselves in a winning trade, but what you do when you're in that trade, that's the difference between the professional trader versus like the novice or the beginning trader. So I definitely did a deep dive into trading psychology. I watched a number of Mark Douglas's videos on YouTube. I read his book, Trading in the Zone. I listened to the audiobook and I took notes. I listened to One Good Trade, I think it's by Michael Moore. I read The Mental Game of Trading, I think that's by Tom Hogard, if I'm saying it right. And a lot of other YouTubers that I follow that are successful traders, or from what I can see, and I just really took a deep dive into really trying to understand myself when it came to the charts, because I know that was the thing that has held me back this year, into doing the external things as far as getting new ideas and new practices to master my trading. I started journaling for once, and I've heard how important it is to track your trading and to track your performance with journaling. And I've journaled in my personal life for years. I journaled when it came to fitness for years. I tracked everything, and I was always the one that said, if you don't measure it, it doesn't grow. Meaning, if you got an idea and you want to get better at something, you have to see where you are and track it. Basically, you have to see where you are and track it so that you know that you are making progress. Because if you're not watching it and evaluating it, it's going to be tough to kind of wing it. So I finally bit the bullet and I started trade journal. I know myself, and with me working on the road, I didn't always have the luxury to sit down and use an actual, a physical journal. So I used the journal app in my iPhone, which my wife told me about months before, and I never took advantage of it. And so I said that I would use that, because I could use screenshots, I can upload videos, screen recordings of my trading, I can do voiceovers. And so it was a great journal to use, because I'm always using my phone. I have it with me throughout the day, and then I could capture not only just my entries and exits, but I could capture how I was feeling in the trades. And I really wanted to have a full immersive experience to look back on once I am funded, once I am a fully profitable trader, and I could see how emotionally I was feeling and dealing with these trades right in the moment. And I can use that as a way to kind of capture my journal or my journey trading and becoming funded. So I want to talk about a really it's kind of a really pivotal point in my evaluation journey this year. I was really doing a good job of sticking to my discipline, having a trading plan, not over trading, which is something that was new this year that I had never really dealt with. It came through with the prop firm space by having unlimited day trades, which is different from the way I traded in my live account. I had unlimited day trades, and so that kind of opened up a can of worms when it comes to day trade or over trading. So a pivotal point was I was sticking to my rules and my plans, and I was doing a really good job of growing my funded account. And what happened is, I think that I made it because I was on an evaluation, and I was maybe one or two trades away from passing and finally becoming funded after months and months and months of failed accounts. And I think I got I got ahead of myself, basically. And what happened was I went on tilt. I had a winning trade, but I took on too much size, and I was stopped out of my position, and I essentially went on tilt and gave back basically a whole month's worth of profit in a matter of 2 days. And that's really when my whole trading took a major step back, because this was maybe in June. I had been trading January, February, March, April, May, June, and this was the point that I was feeling that I was going to be funded. I was going to be able to start getting regular withdrawals. This is something that I thought about for December, and this was January I started it, and I just knew that this was going to work out for me, and it just went backwards. And so like I really had a small bit of like depression, and my confidence was really down in the dumps because I worked so hard and spent so much time journaling and really getting a handle on my trading, and to really deal with that over trading, it really took me by surprise, and I had to take time off. I want to say I took over a month off to kind of reset. I had spent so much money at that point with the funded accounts, and to get maybe close to halfway through the year, and just to come up empty-handed, I started to doubt myself because I didn't think that maybe prop firms wasn't for me. I had saw many folks that have found out about prop firm trading, they got funded right away, or within a reasonable amount of time, maybe a month or two, and here I was, going into month 6, and I consider myself a pretty disciplined trader. I had learned a lot about risk management throughout the year, and I just wasn't getting the results. And I was thinking, well, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should just give up on the whole prop firm space. I burned through a lot of money, and it just wasn't looking like it was ever going to happen. So I took some time off to reevaluate the whole thing. And so after taking some time off, I had more of the same. Just really dealing with a lot of impatience. I was doing challenge after challenge after challenge. Having some green days, giving some of the profits back. Just really just chopping back and forth on a lot of these accounts for months and months. I was journaling, but not as much. I started to, kind of record and document my journey on YouTube, and I had highs and lows. And I was really at this point, I wasn't trading with the same amount of conviction, because I definitely was dealing with like some confidence issues when it came to me trading. I wasn't as disciplined as I was before when I, was a trade or two away from passing my evaluation back in June, and I was just really trying to hurry up and speed up this whole funding goal of getting 300 in allocated capital, 300,000 in capital. So I was just trying to do it faster, starting a challenge, blowing them within a couple days, and I got to well over 20 blown challenges, and I just really never regained that glory that I had when I was really disciplined, locked in on the whole process. So I took I was still in an evaluation at the end of November, and so after that was over, basically I took the month of December off just to kind of recoup, recalibrate, and to look at the year as a whole, and just to see where do I go from here. And so that's kind of where I left it off at. I haven't done any new evaluations in 2025. I will do more evaluations, and I do plan to get funded this year. I think the $300,000 allocation initially is probably a bit bold and audacious initially, just as a goal. If I'm just kind of recapping and looking my whole results of last year, I don't know that that is the right goal to go about it, especially not being funded before. Just because there was just so much that I learned as far as risk management and proper trading and trading with a plan. This was all new concepts to me at the beginning of the year, and it's funny. It's hilarious that it's like you don't know what you don't know. And so for the years that I traded before, there were just so many errors in the way that I was trading, and I was still able to be profitable for the most part. And taking the same type of trading over to the prop space, it just did not work at all. And I just wasn't aware of the differences between trading from your live account and your trading in a prop firm or evaluation. To me, it really was relearning how to trade, because everything that I was successful with in my live account, it just didn't work in the prop firm. There were one of the limitations that I dealt with in the prop space is there was like qualifying trades, and so for years I was pretty much a scalper. I would take trades, and I was in and out of trades, and I would take larger positions, and again I was just scalping, and I was never really dealing with a tremendous amount of drawdown, unless I was in a swing trade position. But I really wasn't doing a lot of swing trading, maybe here and there, but for the most part I was just kind of scalping intraday. And so when it came to the prop firm, there was like timing rules where you had to hold a position for 60 seconds, and they later amended it and reduced it to 30-second positions. But for most of the year, I had to hold a position for 60 seconds. And if you know anything about penny stock trading or trading in a small cap space, these stocks are super volatile. So sometimes 60, holding something for longer than 60 seconds when it's tanking or turning against you, that's too long. not in every situation, but in some situations. And so basically, I had to relearn how to trade, with prop firms, and that definitely sabotaged my confidence, and my overall, money. I sank a lot of money into the prop firm space, and again in 2025, I know more than I did in the beginning of 2024, and so I think what I plan to do is I plan to trade live for a while and kind of regain some of that confidence, get some of that success back, and then go into prop firms with a whole new mindset. Um, Maybe not at the same pace, not at the same rate, but just kind of dip my toes into the water and just take it a little bit slower. That's really all I want to do, is just to get funded, whether it's 50,000, 20,000, 100,000. Just get funded first and foremost, and just take it a day at a time. I think trading is one of those sports that you can't rush the process. I always use that analogy. You can't grow a 20-year-old tree in 10 days. It's just not one of those things that you can do. There's a lot of things you can do when you use AI. There's a lot of things that you can do even with the help of technology, but mastering your trading psychology is not something that you can just speed up. It, I understand now the importance of mastering myself and getting a better understanding of who I am as a trader, and to take your time when you're trading. As much as I want to, be like everybody else and get funded and start having $10,000, $20,000 monthly and weekly payouts, that I learned quickly that is not my process. Maybe in the future, that will be something that I can celebrate, but at this point in time, that's not in the cards. So I'm okay with that. I understand that, and that's really it. I just really wanted to recap my 12 months and share some of the insights of how it went. It was not a failure. I did not reach my goals. I definitely didn't reach my goals for 2024 when it comes to prop firm trading. But 2025 is a new year, new me, and I definitely plan to go back at it full steam, and take everything that I learned in 2024, and maybe this year will be the year for me. And if you're watching this, I appreciate you watching the whole thing. And I hope that if you are in a prop firm space or you're trading at all, that you have success in 2025. And make sure to comment down below and share a little bit about your journey. Share some things that you learned in 2024, or share something that you learned in this video that you want to take into your trading this year. So thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I hope you have a great one.